And Lesley is here right now. Do you know what? This looks incredible because you know what it's like. Opera's got this kind of like, oh, it's only for those and such as those. And you've always battled against that.
I have.
Your whole career, which is wonderful that you do. But this is so accessible and so modern.
This deals with all the subjects that opera doesn't normally deal with. It's set in the LGBT community. It's in a gay club. I play a very, very glamorous role. In fact, it's quite a funny story. But now, you know, we're running countries, we're captains of industry. I said, go and write me an opera about Christine Lagarde. So they came back and said, right, we've written you an opera. You play a toilet attendant.
Oh, thanks a bunch.
OK, so...
So glamorous.
Christine Lagarde or Angela Merkel or Hillary Clinton. No, a toilet attendant. But it's a brilliant opera because, as I say, it's set in the most modern possible setting.
Sure.
And it deals with all kinds of issues that are contemporary issues, if you like. Domestic violence, for instance. I have lost my son. He was conceived in an act of rape in a very violent marriage. I was married to a prize fighter. Our son was taken from us by the authorities because my husband kept beating him up. And then the husband dies. She wanders the streets looking for a son, finally ends up in this gay club where she is able to express her unrequited motherly love to all the lovely men who come with, you know, confusion about sexuality, which is very, very common, I think, in young people today. And I help them with that. And then my son turns up out of the blue. And I'm absolutely terrified because he looks exactly like his violent dad. And he is violent. And the rest of the opera really is about the consequences of that meeting, which are not good. It's a real tragedy. Although you just missed the best line in the opera just after that clip. I was about to say, I'm the slapper of the crapper, which is my very favourite line in the whole opera. Slapper of the crapper.
I don't ever imagine Maria Callas ever saying that. Can you imagine?
No, I don't think Maria Callas or Kiriti Kanawar have ever had to utter those words on an opera stage. But the best thing about this opera is the person or the people who wrote it.
Right.
Because Mark Simpson is just a force of nature. He's an absolute genius. He's the next Mozart. And his librettist, Melanie Challenger, who's a fabulous poet, have just written the best words and the best music that anybody could have written for me.
But it's accessible to everybody, that's the thing.
It's completely accessible to everybody. It's also not very long. It's an hour and a quarter. It's a chamber opera.
Right, so it's not like Wagner, but it goes on for days.
It's not like you're in there for 5 hours and it's in a foreign language and it's, you know, big fat people singing all those cliches that aren't actually true anyway. But,
sure,
you know, it's what people think, isn't it, about opera? So what I'm just desperate to do is to show people that opera is a 21st century art form. It's not a museum art form. It deals with contemporary issues and it uses contemporary language, you know, because I think that's another problem people have with opera. They think it's kind of, you know, just too clever, not for them. That's not the case.
I know people shouldn't be intimidated. I'm always saying that. I'm always saying that they shouldn't be. Now, as well as that, you're doing this fantastic project for missing people, where a lot of you've got together and done a single for the charity, which is a great idea.
I was approached by them in the middle of rehearsals. Would I come and sing on this single that they were making called I Hope? Now, did you know, because I didn't, that 140,000 children go missing in... Well, you would know because you're clever.
Terrible.
In this country every year. I didn't know that. And as a mum, that just... Oh, it was like a dagger. But also, my opera that I'm in is all about my missing son.
Of course.
So it couldn't have been more appropriate at that time. So I just thought, oh, I've got to go with this. This has been sent for a purpose.
Yeah. Sometimes it works out like that, doesn't it? Things do work like that. I have to say, you're a force of nature. You're fantastic. You look incredible. I cannot believe that you have reached your 60th birthday. Yeah, I'm 61 now. Which is the other great thing about this opera. It's the first time there's ever been a lead role written for a woman in her 60s. It's brilliant, isn't it? It is fantastic. You look fabulous.
You don't look so bad yourself.
We'll put all the details about Pleasure in the website. It's great to see you, Lesley. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me.